Catherine. Okay, at 5:01, I'd like to call the planning board meeting of May 4th to order. We'll introduce planning board members and staff. Top of the list this evening is Greg Catamatori, our planning director, Rick Noonan, the chair, Hank McCarl, we have David Rosen, Doug Cook, Beverly Bookin, Sean Henry, and our scribe, Catherine McNiff. We're going to defer the minutes to the end of the meeting with no objection. And so first on the consent agenda this evening is Edith Friedman for a lot line adjustment at 115 and 117 Concord Street, Assessor's Map 242, lot 142 and 156. Do we have any representation for Concord Street?
Right here. Yes, sir.
Attorney Fine, the floor is yours.
I won't take up too much of your time. Meredith Fine, 108 East Main Street, representing Edith Friedman. Can I share my screen, Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
I was going to put up the plan if you like, but if you want to walk through it, that you can do that as well.
I adapted the plan to.
Okay.
Can you see this, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
So first, I just want to orient you to the location of the property. Ms. Free, if you see the blue dot that's kind of on the top left here. My cursor's not working well, but there's a blue dot.
Yeah, we see it.
That's Ms. Friedman's current house. And then she recently bought this lot here, which in the city records is 115 to 117 Concord Street. This big lot here, there's been some concern about it being about more houses coming back in here. And so she bought this lot with the intention of putting a buffer between her house here and whatever gets built here. And so this is the original A&R that created the 3 lots. This lot here is 123 Concord Street, that Ms. Friedman owns now, and that's not changing. And then 115 and 117 Concord Street is 2 lots. This is from 1989. This is 117, which has a house on it. And then this is 115 here. So she's combining these 2 lots and then creating a new lot, hoping to create a new lot here. And so the plan that we submitted, again, this is her current property, 123 Concord, which is not changing. And then this is 117 Concord. I wasn't able to reach the engineer to get an address. So for the sake of our discussion, I'm just calling it 117 Concord. Here, which keeps the frontage that it has now. And then creating this lot in green, that'll have a permanent conservation easement on it. And so won't ever be able to be built on. And that is what we are respectfully requesting. Happy to answer your questions.
Well, Greg, any color from you, sir?
No, and the lot will still comply with the minimum requirements for the district. So the lot after the 2 are combined and redivided will still comply. So creating essentially an unbuildable lot in the rear, but otherwise there's no issues.
Any discussion from members? David?
Yes, can we go back to the plan again for a moment?
Sure. This one?
Yes, so the lot that, sorry about that. The southernmost lot, did that already have a house on it or not? Because it looks to me that you've combined the frontages of the 2 lots. Is that correct?
Essentially, that's true. this will be one lot. When we've moved the property line, again, with your permission. This lot will be one lot and this frontage will be for the one lot. Is that?
And is the lot, the new lot that's in green, is that intended? Is she claiming a charitable deduction on this? And wanting to be able to claim a charitable deduction as a result of the gift of the conservation easement?
That's an interesting question. It's not a gift to anybody. Like, she's not giving it to Greenbelt.
Right, no, but she's encumbering it with an easement.
Correct. I have no idea if she plans to, what she plans to do with her taxes. I don't know.
Okay.
What does it matter?
Because, you know, there, if she wanted to claim the value of a conservation easement on it, this is perhaps a sidebar conversation. There'd be a different way of doing this, which wouldn't, where she could still create the protection that she's looking for and likely get some value out of the donation of that conservation easement. But that's not what you're asking for tonight. I'm just pointing that out.
It's an interesting point and a welcome point.
Might have to hang out a new shingle, David.
Not an attorney, just a planner.
Just as long as he
Okay.
didn't stay at a Hampton Inn last night. Beverly,
So this is a non-conforming lot because it has no street frontage, but because it's being placed in perpetual conservation, that doesn't matter. I'm asking you, Greg.
Yeah, and additionally, it's labeled as an unbuildable lot.
So the fact that it doesn't have frontage
Right.
is fine.
So it wouldn't comply with zoning, and you couldn't obtain a building permit for it because it doesn't have any frontage.
Fine. Thank you.
any other questions? Hearing none, we're going to need a motion maker since Jane is not available to accept the motion to approve the A&R as long as we have one motion made.
I'll make the motion if that,
That'd be great. Thank you. Sean? So if you don't mind, just if you have the agenda in front of you, that would be
make me
helpful.
work for it. I have to find the agenda again. I don't.
Could you stop sharing,
Oh, I'm
Meredith?
yeah,
that's okay.
sorry.
Oversharing.
Are you gonna put it up, Greg?
I can bring that back up if you'd like.
I didn't think it was gonna be all this extra work. Yeah.
Okay. So item number 1 under consent agenda.
All right. I make a motion to approve the A&R for a lot line adjustment at 115, 117 Concord Street, Assessors Map 242, Lot 142 and 156.
Thank you.
Seconded.
Thank you, David. Roll call vote for
Member Noonan,
yes.
member McCarl,
Yes.
member Bookin,
Yes.
member Cook,
Yes,
member Henry,
Yes.
member Rosen.
Yes.
Thank you, Attorney Fine.
Oh, thank you. Thank you all. It's great to see you all.
Thank you. Okay, so next under consent agenda is Rosalie Militello Trust for a lot line adjustment at 2 St. Anthony's Lane, Assessors Map 83, Lot 56. We have representation here this evening.
Yeah, this is Joe Small from Hancock. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right, so what we're proposing really is a revision of the property line between number 6 and number 2. So is this the existing? This is the resultant lot. That lot 115 is currently a part of number 2, and it's being conveyed to number 6. But they both lots will end up still with sufficient frontage, area, and offsets. So it really is just a lot line change between the 2 lots.
Okay. Maybe we could zoom out just a touch. Okay, Greg, any color here?
Again, so it looks like there's a existing shed that's used by the northern property, and it's kind of creating this wedge to be conveyed to the northern property from the existing. So this line right here is the existing lot line, and the new proposed is in this location, doesn't affect the frontage. And in balance, the area would also required for the district is complied.
Any questions from members?
So they're both conforming lots, Greg?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
R20, right?
Yeah, and looks like we have about 29,000 and change and 35,000 and change.
Right. Sean, since you did such a good job, if you'd like to make a motion on this one,
Making me work tonight.
that's it. Jane's gonna be proud of you.
I can't do the minutes though, because I wasn't at that meeting.
That's fine.
I guess I could do typos, if there are any typos in there.
Mhm.
All right, I make a motion to approve the A and R for lot line adjustment at 2 St. Anthony's Lane, assessors map 83, lot 56.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Hank. Motion and second. Roll call vote, please.
Member Noonan,
Yes.
member McCarl,
Yes,
member Bookin,
Yes,
member Cook,
Yes,
member Henry,
Yes,
member Rosen.
yes.
Mr. Small, thank you.
Thank you. Now, what do you guys sign it tonight and then we come pick it up?
No, you got to pay extra for that.
It'll probably be, we'll contact you. It'll probably be available early next week.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, next under the consent agenda, DNF Realty LLC to divide one lot in, I guess, into 9 at St. 9 Andrews Court. Assessors map 237 lot 49. So 1 into 9 at 9
1
Andrews
into
Court.
9.
Jane's gonna be all over you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
at least I think according to the rules from the ethics meeting last week, I need to recuse myself from this because I think my company sold this property to the current buyers.
Okay.
Okay.
So recusing is fine. You just can't ask any questions after you recuse yourself.
You can turn off your video and relax.
Okay.
And we have representation on Andrews Court.
okay, all right, good.
There we go.
Can you hear me now? Beautiful, okay.
That's it.
So Sal Frontiero, 46 Middle Street for the applicant DNF Realty. And with me today, I believe is Mark Cordello. I'm not sure if he's here. He's a principal, the owner.
He's in the attendee
Yeah.
list, and I'll allow him to speak as well.
Thank
Okay,
you.
great. So
Hello?
here-
Hello.
He's there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. It's Mark. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
All right,
All
great.
right. Or if I connected, I'm sorry.
So the petitioner owns a 8+ acre parcel off Essex Ave near the Essex line. It's between Whipplewoods Road and Andrews Court, both of which are private roads. And he proposes, it's in the R10 zoning district, and he proposes to divide it into 9 lots, 7 of which would have frontage on Andrews Court, 1 of which would have frontage on, 2 of which would have frontage on Whipplewoods Road, and 1 is on the corner of the 2, that being lot 2. All lots are dimensionally compliant with the R10 zoning district, including frontage and all other requirements. Whipplewoods Road was created via a subdivision in 1989, and the road is 40 feet on paper and 20 feet in width on the ground. Andrews Court is a way that's been in existence for many, many decades, well before the adoption of the subdivision control law, and has been used consistently for motor vehicle traffic since well before 1960. Andrews Court varies in width from 20 feet to about 40 feet in one spot, and the paved area is about 10 to 15 feet. And there's also a shoulder that allows passage of vehicles in both directions. As to utilities, the sewer line presently extends from the westerly end of Andrews Court and into about 100 feet into Andrews Court. And the water service runs from Essex Avenue up to Whipple Road via an easement. The plan is to extend both the water and sewer lines in an easterly direction to service these lots, except lot 9 may end up on a well. Lot 9 will be the only lot that we anticipate being on private septic. The rest would be on public. So the areas that are going to be disturbed would certainly be repaved by the applicant to install the utilities. And also there's a hydrant located on the corner of lot 2 there on the corner of Whipplewoods Road and Andrews Court on lot 2, right about a little bit further to the east, I believe, right? There's an existing hydrant in place.
I think I'm right on top of it.
Oh, yeah,
on the
okay.
plan.
There you go. Oh, there you go. Yep, there it is. As to frontage, it has the frontage distance required, and each lot is provided adequate access by means of the frontage. There's no wetlands in those lower lots. The lot 9, the large lot, does have a little bit of wetland, but it's sort of in the middle of the lot. There's plenty of room to access that without via the frontage. So there'll all be access via the frontage. All the lots comply. Whipplewood Road qualifies as a way under section 2.2.5, subsection 2 of the subdivision regs, because it's a subdivision road previously endorsed. And Andrews Court qualifies under section 2.2.5, subsection 3 as a way in existence. So both of the ways qualify. And again, everything will be accessed by means of the frontage. And for those reasons, I would ask that the A&R be approved. It does meet the standard for the A&R as far as adequacy of access. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, Attorney Frontero. Great.
Yeah, so this was originally applied for a few months back. It was continued from the first appearance that it was going to be on the agenda at the request of the applicant. I didn't know if there were there have been some adjustments to some preliminary plans that I had seen that had different lot configurations. This section of Andrews Court, the portion extending from Essex Ave was improved, associated with the Whipplewood Road subdivision in the 80s. This section is certainly not built to that standard at this point, and varies in surface as well. My understanding is that there would be improvements associated with the way along the frontage of the proposed lots, with the extension of both water and sewer coming through that section. But I didn't know if that was something that could be provided, or if the board wanted to view the current condition in the field.
Well, it seems like there's a lot going on here for a simple A&R approach, but I'm interested in seeing the condition on the ground before we move forward. I mean, we can do that early next week and get on the next agenda. I don't know how other people feel.
I think that makes sense since it's a seems to be it's going to be a two-step process doing it this way.
Mhm.
A&R and then a road improvement plan as opposed to subdivision plan. So it seems like it makes sense to take a look at it beforehand.
Any other comments from members? Hearing none. Attorney Frontero, is there time next week that works to get out and take a look at the site?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to, my week is pretty open. Hold on a sec here. I believe I looked at Mr. Cardillo there as well. This is his expertise.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I'd be happy to meet out there. Monday and Friday is not good for me. I don't know, anything else between, Tuesday and Thursday is fine. We just got to double check, but
I'm wide
Sure.
open on Thursday right now.
Okay. So afternoons work better or mornings work better? Afternoons for me.
That works for me.
yeah, later in the afternoon's better if you can.
Like 3 o'clock.
That's fine.
And just for good housekeeping, Mark, if you don't mind stating your full name and address for the record.
Yeah, my name is Mark, spelled with a K, M-A-R-K. Middle initial is J, and my last name is Cardillo, C-A-R-D-I-L-L-O. And my current address where I reside is at number 3 Fraser, F-R-A-S-E-R Lane, and that's in Byfield, Mass.
Catherine appreciates your spelling.
Thank you.
So
So do we
have
want
a-
to confirm 3 PM on Thursday, the 11th?
sounds
Yes.
like it.
And Mark, has there been any staking of the lots? I mean, I'm sure you'll be able to also point it out in the field, but I just didn't know if that was something that was done at the frontage of the lots.
We have not staked them, Greg. It was a little kind of premature for that. I'm not sure if I could get Richard out there, my surveyor next week. To do that, I can certainly put a call into him tomorrow and see if that's possible. But if that's a request, then I could get moving on that. I just don't know if that could happen prior to Thursday.
Yeah, I think as long as you're present, you can kind of point that out in the field. I think that's advice.
That's fine.
Terrific. So what's the Thursday date, Greg?
It's the 11th, May 11th.
Fantastic. So we don't really need to continue a consent agenda item. We'll just,
Oh, you could make a motion to continue it to the next agenda.
okay, Sean.
You know, let's get the pound of flesh from Sean.
Does Greg just want to make me read something again?
Yes,
Just say motion to continue.
Motion to continue, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Beverly. Everybody's working today. Roll call vote, please.
Member Noonan,
Yes.
member McCarl,
Yes.
member Bookin,
Yes.
member Cook,
Yes.
member Henry,
Yes.
and member Rosen is recused.
Recused.
Okay. Attorney Fonchero, thank you. Mr. Cardello, we'll see you next Thursday at 3 o'clock.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Al.
Back to minutes.
Thank you. Okay, so these are the planning board meetings of April 20th of 2023. First page.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Sean, I'm not expecting to do the punctuation and grammar thing.
But I wasn't at the meeting. I was actually in Bath, England at the time. So
Oh,
Hmm.
that's cool.
you guys are on your own for
Yeah.
gonna have to make Beverly read something.
You see the Crescent building?
Did the
Yeah,
did
and
the
that's
people who did the people who objected to this ever provide that data, Greg?
I have not received any correspondence yet.
That's what I figured. If it exists, they're supposed to provide it according to what they said.
Okay, so any modifications, amplifications, corrections, omissions? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion to approve the minutes from the 20th of 2023.
So
I
moved.
move that,
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion by Beverly, seconded by Mr. McCarl. Roll call vote, please.
Member Noonan,
Yes.
member McCarl,
Yes.
member Bookin,
yes.
Cook,
Yes.
member Henry,
I have
Nope.
to,
Abstention
He's abstained.
and member Rosen.
Yes.
Thank you.
Can I just thank Catherine for being so punctual? It's really nice to look at minutes that are only a couple weeks ago instead of 5 months ago when we can't even remember if we were
There'll
there.
still be a few more of those, I think. We're
Well, it's
almost
good
there.
to be caught up.
We're getting
Good to
there.
be caught up. Thank you for your good work.
And Hank, I've got a little nugget for you.
Yeah.
On the cell phone tower thing. So in 1987, I took my first job out of college. Everybody had cell phone antennas that were hardwired into their cars, and you'll
Oh,
remember
my.
them.
Yes, I remember.
The claim was that you could cook a hot dog on your cell phone antenna outside of your car. That was the then, scary thing, right?
Yeah, I doubt.
I
it.
remember when everybody was worried about cell phones affecting people's brains.
Yeah.
And then there was no scientific evidence that indicated that was true.
Right.
I get concerned whenever anybody starts worrying about the low level of power and the amount of
Radiation.
radiation,
Right.
because the potential is there to really interfere with the ability to utilize. I'm amazed. There's this big movement against 5G, and Xfinity is around advertising 10G, for God's sake. I don't know whether that's legit or not, but nonetheless, I see ads on TV about it. If they're worried about 5G, I can't imagine that they wouldn't be worried about 10G if we run from 4 to 5 to 10. But
Correct.
I have not seen any scientific evidence to indicate problems.
Terrific. Greg, any items that are unforeseen for this meeting?
No, another brief one. We do have one scheduled public hearing for the next meeting on a small rezoning. Otherwise, it looks like June is when the two other subdivisions will probably return to the agenda.
Great.
So I will send out a calendar invite for next Thursday as a reminder.
Yeah.
And otherwise, that's all the business.
I think it's up to you. Greg.
I'll be happy to put forth a motion, Mr. Chairman, to adjourn.
Thank you.
Second.
Second by Ms. Bookin. Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Member Noonan,
Yes.
member McCarl,
Yes.
Bookin,
Yes.
member Cook,
Yes.
member Henry.
can I vote no since you made me work so hard earlier?
Hey, the
wanna-
motion's
wanna do
still
some
gonna carry
more?
at this
Keep this
point.
going a little bit longer?
Yeah,
No,
It's
still
your
gonna
day
carry.
of glory.
Not going to
It's your
screw
day
up a
of
perfectly
glory.
short meeting.
And
Yes.
member Rosen.
Yes.
Thank you,
Okay.
David.
See you next week.
Thanks,
Yes.
everyone.
See you,
Enjoy.
buddy.
Good night.
Thanks, Catherine.